Hello, welcome to the Jellyfish Journals. My name is Susie, and a couple of days ago, I posted a video of a huge haul that I got from Journalsay. And because that video kept going so long, I was not able to do anything with this stuff that I received from them. So I was a little frustrated. I didn't get to play with anything at the time. I am happy to say today is the day I am going to plan out a spread with those materials that I received in that order. So I thought I'd start out by showing you a couple of things that I'm going to be using from that order. If you watched that video, you already know where I'm heading with this. But since I have been thinking about it a little bit, I am adding a few extra little goodies in there. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm going to be using. So first of all, I am going to be using this stencil. I'll turn it sideways so you can see how big it is. I'm going to use this stencil. I'm hoping to do a little inking on the back of the page to bring in some color. A lot of the things that I'm going to be using don't have a lot of green in them, so that's my plan. This leafy pattern I think is going to look really good in the background of what I'm doing. And since this is such a large stencil, this is an A5 journal. I will have no trouble doing the entire page with this. So that is one thing I'm going to be using. This did come from Journalsay. It was a pack of 16 stencils. They're beautiful. Check out that video if you want to see what came in the set. I am really excited to use this. The next thing that I'm going to be using are these rainbow, like kind of wall. It says window view. They don't all have windows on them, but they are all different rainbow walls. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up real quick, and I'll just show you what's inside, and then you can kind of see what I mean. So just really pretty, like kind of homey scenes, I guess, but without all the furniture and stuff. So some of them do have that window element where you can see through. I don't know if I'm going to be using that yet, but these are just so pretty. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like something colorful. My last spread was really pinks and browns and blacks, and so I think this will kind of jazz it up a little bit. Most of them have all the colors in them. Some of them, like this one here, lean towards one color or the other. And these are stickers, by the way, also. So these will stick down. So I'm going to be using some of this in my spread. I am also going to be using some stickers from this little, it says it's a sticker bag. And you can see on the back what comes in it. It does have some like little quote phrases things. Probably not going to use those too much, but I figured the furniture is kind of cute in here and has that rainbow vibe. So like the bed is so pretty and the couch is really cool. I also love this hanging chair. And then there's also these like colorful splotches. It's kind of hard to see because there's not white behind everything I'm holding right now. Here, I'll put this back here. So I don't know if I'll use these or not yet. It's going to kind of depend on how much space I have, but I think these are going to be really pretty to have in the spread as well. Sorry about the light, guys. I'm still trying to figure all that out. And I'm also going to use this beautiful PET tape that I ordered from Journalsay. Let's put that thing back again. So you can kind of see the color in there is just so vibrant. I mean, it's really beautiful, and I love the gold flecks. So I thought that would look really amazing in there. And finally, the last thing I'm going to use is the only thing that's not Journalsay, and that's just a bunch of leafy stickers that I ordered on Amazon ages ago, and I can never find out what I want to do with these. I can never think of something. But I think all the plants will go really nicely, especially because some of these have like a plant in the corner. So this is kind of my vibe for the spread. Stick around and let's get started. Thanks to a little bit of editing magic, you are going to spend about 10 minutes watching what took me about 45 minutes to create. So the first thing I did was pulled out a couple of inks in greens that I liked. One is kind of like a Kelly green color and the other is a lime green. And then I took the stencil and I just set it down over it. It's kind of got a lot of pieces that are very delicately held together, so I didn't want to tape it down or anything like that. And I'm just using this blending brush to spread out some of the darker Kelly green. And then I'm going to take that lime green. I'm just going to use the same brush and I'm going to kind of fill in those gaps with that green. And so what that's going to do is just going to add a really pretty blended effect. I'm not really mashing down with the blender, just sort of lightly rubbing in all the directions to hopefully fill in those spaces. The stencil did lift up off and on, and sometimes those pieces moved around, but as you will see, it turned out beautifully. I cannot wait to do this in my coloring books. I can't wait to do it on other journal pages. I am just so happy with how that turned out. Now, it is a lot more green than I was anticipating, but I am just going to roll with it. I'm just going to do what I can to make it work. So now that the right page is done, I'm going to follow pretty much the same thing that I did, do it the same way on the page on the left, and you'll see that that also turned out quite well. I shifted the stencil a little so the leaves wouldn't be identical on the pages. That would probably be my best tip. So now I chose a couple of these window stickers, and the one thing I noticed is that when I set it down on top of the green ink where I used the stencil, these are a little bit sheer. And so I decided I was going to stick them down on some white paper first and then glue them down. That way the colors in the window stickers would pop really well and it wouldn't show through what was in the background. Now this particular sticker does not have any clear elements on it, but you're going to see that the other sticker I chose right here, it does have a clear window. Now, I am going to tell you right now, I do not recommend printer paper for this kind of thing. The reason being, it does not peel off the adhesive very well. Now, I also don't know how much these stickers were intended to be repositionable. So just kind of keep that in mind too. It's a little bit of a commitment. Do you see my cute little cutting mat I got? That was also from Journalsay. It's so adorable. So what I'm trying to do here is to kind of cut where that clear piece is, not all the way through, because I kind of like the shine from the sticker, but you're going to see that printer paper, it's just not made for this. So I'm kind of debating, and in the end, I did just keep scraping at it and using my fingernail until I got that paper off because I'm stubborn and I knew that's what I wanted to do. So now that that has been put down on some printer paper, I am gluing that down, and now you'll see what I mean. The yellow curtains pop really well now. I knew this PET tape would add a beautiful rainbowy element to the top as well, but there's not a lot of green in it, which is also the reason I decided to do that green background, just to kind of balance out those rainbow colors. I really wanted that pastel rainbow vibe, not so much the pinks and aquas and yellow vibe. So I went ahead and I just stuck that straight down. I did debate putting that on white paper also, but I don't know. When I held it over, I just kind of liked that it blended in, I guess, in a weird way with the background. So, of course, I had to use some of these little rainbow furniture stickers. I did buy them to go together. Again, I'm not sure how repositionable these are supposed to be, so I just highly recommend make a decision and commit. I do wish I'd put these little furniture pieces on white paper also. You can't really see it with the hanging chair too well, but with the bed, if you look closely, at least in person, you can kind of see the leafy inked background showing through the white pillows on the bed, which is a little frustrating, but not a game changer. That hanging seat was a little crooked, so I did fix it, but then I realized when I laid it down, there were bubbles underneath. So I'm peeling it off again, trying to get those bubbles out of there, and now it's looking a lot better. The other thing I needed to do, of course, was to create some spaces for the days at the top, and I found these stickers at a thrift store. And I will tell you, they must be kind of old. They did not want to stick very well, so you're going to see me messing with them a lot and using a glue stick too at some point because I'm stubborn, and if I have it in my head that this is what I want to do, then I'm going to make it happen. And yeah, it may or may not be a good quality about me. I'm not so sure, but journal-wise, it always works out. I'm always happy. So then I decided I did want to try some of these color splotches. So I had to do the same thing as I did with those window backgrounds, which is to put it on white paper and fussy cut. I did just use the printer paper for this, partly because it's thin. I didn't want to use a thick cardstock, but also I knew I was not going to be trying to pull the paper off of here again. So I just decided I was going to go ahead and cut around these edges. And now it's got that like colorful, smoky look, colorful watercolor splotch. And I don't know, I just wanted a little color there in the middle too, I guess. I might have had a little too much fun, but like I've said before, I don't think you should have any regrets in your journal. I tried some things out, some things I loved, some things I probably would have done a little bit differently, but in the end, I love this page. I just opened it up. I made this spread yesterday. Today is the 15th. I did make it a 3-day spread, as you can tell. And, oh, yes, today is the 15th, sorry. And I just was so happy when I opened it up. It made me smile. I was proud of myself. There I go, gluing that down again. They did not want to stick, guys. Thrift store stickers, it's at your own risk, I suppose. So once I had cut out a couple of those watercolor splotches, I was trying to play around. Where did I want them? And I think I decided that I wanted the larger one to go on the left since there was a little bit of a bigger gap between those brown pieces. And in just a moment, you'll see where I glue the other one down. I do think in retrospect, I think I probably should have glued that one a little bit higher. They just seem like they're just sort of both hanging out in the same spot on each page, which isn't normally how I roll. I also decided I was going to use some of the quote stickers that came in this set, mostly because when I was looking through this box on my road trip with my husband, we were kind of in a somber mood. We had received some bad news, and that sticker in particular, Freedom and Romantic, a little lost in translation, but for whatever reason, it gave us the laugh that we needed in that moment where things were feeling really hard. So I stuck down another little quote sticker there, and I am just kind of double checking anything that was lifting a bit. I think I had left my glue stick uncapped for a while, so it does lose a little bit of the adhesive. The last step is to just add these little labels that I am planning to use as date holders. So I'll put the dates at the top in these little stickers. These came with something that I bought ages ago and I just kept them. I typically put yellow in the middle because it's the brightest color, and you'll see in a minute that I do decide to put the pink on the left to balance out that pink on the bottom right. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you do decide to shop at Journalsay, you can use my code JELLYFISH8 for a little discount. And if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, but most of all, have a wonderful day. Bye!